Good evening, everyone. How's everyone doing? It is the 1st of December, isn't it? So coming into a mad month for us pet groomers, and seeing the bookings going through the roof, and the phone calls, and the pleading, and the requests for the last minute. Please, my mother-in-law, get my Labrador washed and brushed up for Christmas, and so we're going to do, hopefully you'll be nice and busy throughout the month, and you can just sit there tonight and watch me and Carly have a chat and chill out with a cup of tea or a glass of wine or something, and take your mind off your calendar. I'm really pleased to be joined here with Carly. Welcome, Carly. How are you doing?
I'm good, thank you. It's good to be here. Thank you for inviting me on.
That's great. I mean, it's been a long time coming, isn't it?
Yes, I think we were chatting about this probably, I don't know, 6 months ago, maybe.
Yeah, I know.
We'll get that talk sorted. So yeah.
And then life takes over.
Yeah.
Life takes over and we just get really, really busy, don't we? So maybe you can introduce yourself and let us know what your business is called and a little bit about yourself.
Yeah, so I'm Carly Edwards, for anyone that doesn't know me. I've kind of been around the group a little bit, I think, just answering questions and things where I can. But I'm a pet business marketing and productivity coach. And that essentially means that I help pet business owners create more income, impact, and freedom in their lives. And I essentially do that in a few different ways. So my area of expertise is essentially online marketing as a whole, and because there's a few little kind of areas within that that I specialize in. But also productivity as well, which is super, super important to me, because, I believe that business should be fun and it shouldn't be time consuming. It shouldn't be stressful. So my kind of goal for when I'm helping pet business owners is to help them really cut down that time that they spend at their computer screen, make things a lot more streamlined, and their business just operating in a way that really works for them and how they want to live their life and how they want to, be in their business. So yeah, that's really my passion, because for me, I'm quite an introverted person. Like, I'm a super introvert. I also have some like general health problems and things, and it means that I need a lot of downtime and I can't be stuck at my computer screen all day long. For me, kind of like a 30-hour week is pushing it a bit. Okay. Like, it's pushing it a bit. So I've built my business up in a way that allows me to really step away, and it's about having these automations and these systems and these processes in place that allow you to have more freedom in your life. So that's really what I teach. So
Work smarter, not harder.
Sorry?
Work smarter, not harder.
Exactly. That's exactly it. Yeah. But I love all of the tech stuff as well. When I find like these platforms and things that I can plug into my business, and it starts operating, working for me. I just love that. It gets me really, really excited. So yeah, basically I've scouted out all of the best kind of tech systems and platforms and stuff over the years. And yeah, and that's kind of what I teach a lot of people as well. But it's the strategy side of things as well. So it's not just those systems and processes. It's about, how you're going to be showing up online in the best way possible. It's going to represent you in the best way possible, but also get you results as well, so that you are bringing in customers, they are engaging with you, you are building that connection with people. So yeah, it's a combination of strategy and also those smart systems and processes and stuff. So yeah, it's been 3 years, just over 3 years now, I think, since I niched in the pet space and started working with pet business owners. Before that, so for the 5 years kind of before that, 5 or so years before that, I was a copywriter and a content strategist. So I was writing content for different businesses. So that was all just very kind of general. I could be writing for like an antiques shop 1 minute and then writing for like temperature controlled vehicles or something the next minute. It was crazy. But decided, like, after a while, I was really losing my passion for that. Not only just like I didn't really want to write, but decided decided, after a while.
Sorry, I hit the wrong button.
It's all right.
Go on.
Yeah, but also realizing that pets are like animals. I love it. I love it all. I've got a real passion for animals and pets. So, and being in this space as well, this is a really special space to be in, this industry, because like pet people are they're the best people. They really are. And just being able to work with people that have that same passion as well, it's amazing. It's when you can create magic, essentially.
I think there's two things that springs to mind around that. Is like when was social media and stuff came about? It was about 2005, wasn't it? And who'd have thought 2005? What were you doing then? That you'd be working in this space? I mean, the invention of social media, the internet, and has given us so much growth, hasn't it?
Yeah,
different opportunities.
Yeah, just online, just the internet and online in general. You can just start a business without having to invest anything, really. You can start up a business for free and just off you go and start making money. And then reach like people all around the world as well with social media and all of these different platforms, and just, connect with all of those different people and bring them into your business, which is just, it's crazy when you think about it, because, years and years and years ago, it would be brick and mortar stuff going on. You would only be able to serve people in your local community. You'd be flyering, business cards, all of that stuff. So yeah, the amount that has changed, over the last kind of 15 years, it's insane.
And what's interesting also is there'll be people in our group. My wife started our pet groomers in 2005. Facebook was available then, but it wasn't really targeted at businesses. It wasn't really pointed towards businesses. Instagram was 2010, I think. And then so we were like we were flyers, we're word of mouth, we're yellow pages, and there'll be people in the group now that are the same. So we've got to move with that technology. We've got to move with the times, haven't we?
Yeah. Because I think with like local businesses, it's great to have that kind of word of mouth. That is awesome. It's some of the best like business you can obviously get is people just shouting about you and saying this business is great. You should work with them, buy from them, whatever. Because that's really powerful when it's coming from someone that's already worked with you. But obviously you have this whole new kind of world to get yourself out there and get in front of way more people, and it's it's free as well. It's free to do that. So take advantage, absolutely take advantage of that opportunity. But it's just knowing obviously how to actually use these platforms, the content around that, what you should actually be posting. All of that's important, because obviously you need to get your messaging right. You need to make sure that it's landing and it's connecting with the people that you want to connect with. So that's the important thing, really, when you're using these platforms, because otherwise you can just be creating content, wasting a lot of time, and just missing the mark entirely. And then just wasting a lot of time, and there's just no point.
No, that's it. And it's so maybe you can talk us through the content, and maybe you can highlight some of the great stuff that pet groomers do, and maybe some of the stuff that pet groomers need to be aware of, and they need to sort of up their game, or the sort of do's and don'ts, and what you've seen from the industry, how we can improve our social media use and our content and posting out there.
Yeah. So I think with pet groomers specifically, what I do see on their social channels, they get stuck in this kind of habit of just posting that same content piece over and over again, which is, you've just groomed a dog, you take a picture of that dog, you then write something to go with that to say, I love grooming Alfie, whoever it is. Look how smart he looks and stuff, and then post the picture with that. And you can get into that. There's a danger of getting into that habit of doing that every single time and just being stuck on a loop. But that is the danger of doing that it's not keeping things fresh on your pages, on your social profiles. People will just tend to scroll past that if they just see it all of the time. It's not it's not going to keep your audience engaged if there's nothing unique or fresh going on the page. So it is important to keep it fresh and come at it from a different perspective, and also just share lots of different types of content as well, so that people can see that more well-rounded view of your brand as well and your business. And there's lots of different ways that you can do that. So I generally teach to my clients my 8 content pillars. And this is essentially, I'll quickly run you through these. Yeah. So it's essentially, the first one is promotional. So this is obviously where you are directly promoting, a service that you offer. So this could be like a little grooming package or something that you offer. And then you're talking about why this thing is great, obviously the benefits of that. And then you're sharing a call to action with that, where you're saying, DM me to book in, call me to book in, or head over to my website where I've got where you can actually buy and book in on the website. That's the ideal, really. That's where you start getting into, saving yourself a lot of time and just having these things going on automatically in the background. So that's the first one. Very simple. It's just promoting yourself. And actually, it's quite funny because there are people that go into 2 camps here. There is some people that are a little bit scared of promoting themselves and getting those promotional posts out there. They don't want to feel, too pushy, too sleazy. They just kind of, they don't like doing it. They don't like being salesy. There's the other side where, you get people that are just literally posting sales posts all of the time. And in either camp, you don't really want to be doing that. You want to be, sorry?
Need a balance.
Yeah, you need a real balance. You need to just filter them through nicely within your content so that, it's quite natural, but also you're taking advantage of those opportunities to actually sell your stuff, obviously. So yeah. The second one is story posts, and these are super, super powerful because these are where you're getting a little bit more personal. It's more about, you as a person and the person behind the business. So it's not, you're not just sticking to that kind of, what could potentially just be businessy, stuffy kind of content. This is about, you and your personal life. This can be like your backstory, any kind of, interesting stories that have happened in your life, so that people in your audience can connect to you and relate to you and see themselves in that story as well. These always tend to get lots and lots of engagement. I've just done an engagement booster challenge over 5 days, and this was the one day where people were getting loads and loads of engagement.
What were you finding? Were you finding much resistance to that? Because some people, I've been speaking to people, they really struggle, or they don't like, or they don't want to put themselves on the pedestal, I suppose. How do you help people get over that that barrier that they've got, that fear? There's a lot of fear around it as well, isn't there?
Yes, absolutely. There's that fear of kind of judgment, of thinking that people are going to look at you and think, oh, what's this person doing? Or this is stupid. It's just that fear of judgment, basically. And it was interesting, actually, because on the challenge that I just did, I hadn't expected this, because I just completely forgot about this. I was like that about 3 or 4 years ago. No, I don't want to share anything about myself. This is horrible. I'm quite a private person. I don't really share much about myself on social media, my personal stuff generally. I don't really see the point. I'm not that kind of, person that shares everything every kind of hour or so. But yeah, it was interesting because people are like, oh, I don't really like this. I'm hating this. So I completely forgot about that. But generally, it's just a case of, the only thing that's going to happen is people are just going to love that post. They're just going to comment on that post with so much support. That's generally what happens when you post those kind of personal posts. So just think like that. What you're going to be doing is inspiring people. People are going to engage with that way more than, say, your other posts where you're posting just pictures of dogs just being groomed. So you're being, by posting that story, you're being of service to other people and helping them better connect to you. So you've got to kind of look at it like that, but also just get over that fear and just do it.
So just do it. Just come on.
Do it. That is the thing, yeah. Because all that's going to happen is just going to reward you, and people are just going to start coming out of the woodwork, and they're going to start engaging with you.
I think it is, and I've done a lot about fear with my startup course, my business startup course. I've just started a module about fear and overcoming fear, and Natalie here is already going, "Oh, I don't want to do it," but you know, fear is a very ancient emotion that we have, and it obviously kept us safe many years ago when it was around, and now. You know, our body still has that emotion, but we're a lot safer than we used to be.
Yeah.
So things like where am I going to get my next meal from when we had to go out and hunt and get our meal, nowadays might convert into I don't want to do a Facebook Live, but you still have the sort of the fear around it. And by doing that live, by doing that content and putting it out there, then afterwards you're like, oh, I'm still alive.
Yeah.
I'm still loved. I'm still here.
Exactly. Yeah. And that's the thing. It's us, like our minds and bodies just trying to keep us safe and in our safe comfort zone. You know, and that's fine and everything, but it's, you know, your ambition to grow and develop as a person and on a business level just has to be a tiny bit bigger than that fear. That's all you need. It's just a tiny bit bigger than that fear, and then you can do anything. You can do absolutely anything. But I used to be terrified of lives and stuff as well. Like I had a crippling fear of going live, and it took me a really long time to get to a point where I was like, okay, I'm just gonna do like, you know, a 10-minute live, and then working up to doing like workshops and masterclasses and challenges and stuff like that. It takes a lot to push yourself out of your comfort zone, but when you do it the first time, the thing is the anxiety as well leading up to that is worse than doing the actual thing.
Yeah.
So when you just push yourself just that one time, just think, okay, I'm just going to do it. Just that's all it takes, is just to get over that hurdle, is just do it the first time. Every time you do it again and again and again, it gets easier and easier, and things just become more natural, and you start to kind of settle into it. But I think that first initial thing to get over, isn't it?
Well, I suppose I got a lot to thank the mentorship program that me and my wife joined. One of the first tasks was to put together a vision board and then present that vision board live to the Facebook community.
Yeah.
And there were so many different things behind that. And that was one, you know, you get the vision board done, and that's beneficial. Two, present it. So again, you know, that's getting you over that fear. You're in a safe space. You're in a small community of people that understand what you're going through because they've all done it themselves. So you get over that fear of going live, and then you're reprogramming your body and your brain, going, "Oh, that's all right, wasn't it?" And then you see all the hearts and all the likes and the comments, and like, oh, that's a fantastic board. And as a community now, we all look forward to the new members coming into the group and then presenting their vision boards, because it's brilliant to watch. It's brilliant to see. And then you've got the third sort of benefit, which is like you go on and you're happy to do those lives and those Zoom calls, and it just introduces you to the whole system, sort of thing.
That's the thing as well, because I was like, another part of the challenge was to go live and to just present, like, very simply. I didn't want to make it too daunting, so it's just a 5-minute or 10-minute live, just to, you know, present like 3 to 5 top tips on something that you're obviously an expert on. And there was loads and loads of resistance to this, naturally. But that was the thing as well. It was like, okay, so this is a safe space, this group that we're in, and also, you know, the club as well. So I've got a membership club, and I invite people to go live in there, because it's a safe, supportive space for people to actually just practice before they do the real thing. So yeah, it's about helping people feel safe as well. But the thing that that's the point. The thing that got me over that fear initially, I made a commitment to myself to create a video for 30 days and post a video for 30 days. It wasn't live because this was literally my first kind of venture into video. But I made a commitment to just record a video on something like a top tip. It was all around blogging, I think, actually, and just post that every day for 30 days. And it did loads for me, actually, because I was like, okay, this is how it works. I'm presenting to the camera. Okay, I can do that. It's just getting you used to what is quite an unnatural thing to just be sat in front of a camera and just talking, just getting used to that and just, feeling into it and seeing how it kind of sits with you. So, if you're scared of video right now, that would be my suggestion, is to just do the recorded stuff first of all, give yourself a little challenge, maybe, 10, 20, 30 days, and just post that out to your social channels and then work up to lives.
And the thing is, until you do those lives, you're not going to realize how beneficial that is to your business.
Yeah.
And you're pretty much, you're missing out.
Yeah.
Your business is missing out because it's not doing it. And it feeds nicely into a question actually already from Emma saying, are videos better to post on social media than photos? Or is it about balancing the two?
It's good to do a mix. But videos generally, the kind of engagement that you get on videos, and particularly lives as well, because lives in particular, because it's real time, you're interacting with people in real time. That obviously is going to be more beneficial. But doing a mixture of both, so obviously having written posts with a nice image, and then also mixing that up with videos as well, that's a nice kind of mix of content types and formats that you can integrate into your content strategy. But videos do work really, really well, because obviously it's that people can see you, they have that face-to-face connection with you. So,
and let's face it, you gotta look at, if you're so let's take this Facebook group. If this was just words and words all the time, it's just another Facebook group that people join, they watch, they see the chat, they get some top tips. But with the videos and the interviews and stuff, it just gives you that something different. That's something different to all the others. So you could be doing that with your business. You could be completely different to the business down the road because you're engaging with your customers and, because doing that live video or those videos with them.
Yeah, and it's something to look forward to as well. So, something like these interviews is something to put into your diary, and then you get home from work, settle down for the evening, and just watch an interview and learn something from that. So it's a lovely thing that you're doing here for sure. And it's you can obviously see that because of the way that your group is growing, the engagement that you get in the group as well. Yeah, it's amazing. So video.
We may have gone across. Was that point number 3 or was there more?
I think that was 2. Yeah, 8. So we will get through these.
Yeah.
Okay, so the third one is top tips. So first one was promotional, second one is story, third one is top tips. So top tips is where you're basically showing your expertise, sharing value with your audience. Essentially, that's what it is. So you could think about this in terms of, it doesn't have to be like essays of content or anything like that. It can just be like, a quick post where you're sharing your, 5 top tips to trim your dog's nails with confidence, something like that. Or, 3 tips to pluck your dog's ear hair. I don't know.
I wonder where we're going then.
Yeah. But yeah, it can be something really, really simple like that, and literally just bullet pointing out these things in a post and then pairing that with a nice image or doing a video on that. So you could run off your tips there. But it's just talking about, your expertise and just showing them that, you are the expert in this area. You can absolutely help your clients with their dogs and grooming their dogs. So that's essentially what that is showing that your stuff. and you can help your clients.
That's it. And some people might be, and I was very much like that. We went into lockdown and we're like, oh God, we can't do anything. What do we do? And our mentor said, right, get out there, get a group going, get your customers into a group and show them how to do stuff. Show them how to cut their nails. And my first thing was like, yeah, but if they know how to do it, they won't come to us, surely. And he's like, no, they'll try it and they won't succeed at it and they'll come back to you anyway, but they'll love you for it. They'll love you for the fact that you're trying to help them.
So that's so important as well, because I hear that all the time. But if I give away all of my best tips, then no one's going to want to work with me. It's like, no, that's absolutely not the case, because you are the expert, but also because people sometimes just don't want to do that, and they want to have that time to do other things in their life. So, some people, you may have something where you're teaching how to actually fully groom a specific breed, but then all of those people that watch that aren't even necessarily gonna go away and just do that, and you're losing that person as a customer, because they won't want to spend like 2 hours grooming their dog or however long it is. I groom my own dog, by the way, and
what have you got?
I've got a miniature schnauzer. And it takes about 2 or 3 hours to do. So a lot of people don't want to do that.
No.
And I don't want to do it either.
Did you learn, or?
Yeah, I just so I looked at some videos on YouTube and stuff. I've been doing it. How long have I been doing it now? Maybe about 3 or 4 years. So it's been a while. And it's okay. It's a good enough job and stuff. But I was more just kind of concerned about her and how she is when she's being groomed, because she's quite fussy. She needs loads and loads of breaks. So I need to keep putting her down all the time and giving her quick little breaks and stuff. So I just felt that, and actually some of the groomers around my area, I wasn't too confident with them. I don't know. I don't even want to I'll probably say that in the wrong group entirely, but
No. I think it's really important, and I'd like to ask you how if you went to a groomer as a customer, and you came away as not very confident, how could they have built that confidence up for you, or how could they have improved that with you?
That's a really good question. The thing is, as well, is because you don't really see what happens, obviously. So you just kind of concerned a little bit about, were they okay? Were they stressed out? I can't see if she's stressed out. So that's a really difficult question, because it is that not knowing.
So that takes me to that know, like, and trust. That something that I'm really big on, building that know, like, and trust with your customers or your potential customers. And I think it actually feeds back into what we're talking about, into the video. And I think if you're a groomer and you're doing videos inside your premises, wherever you're grooming from, you as a customer, you can then go and have a look at those videos and say, well, what's the bath look like? What's the table look like? How do they hold the dogs whilst they're doing, and of course we can all put stuff on for the video, but generally we're not going to be like that, are we? We're pretty genuine people and honest, and if you see a video of a dog being groomed, you're going to get like bolts and all, I should think. So you, by putting that video out there as a pet groomer, you're then showing your customers what that dog's going to go through. You're showing them into your groomer salon, and we need to be open and honest and transparent and show people the dog having a bath and the dog on the table and stuff like that. So maybe that might have helped.
Yeah, and even with stuff like that, you don't even really have to be in that video so much. You can just film it in a way that it's, more pointed towards them. You could even make like a bit of where it's got music over that, maybe some text overlays on the video as well, if you've got some, kind of video editing savvy around that. There's, some great tools out there that are really easy to use, but it doesn't necessarily have to be you standing there doing the thing and presenting that to your audience on video. It can be as simple as, you know, the dog being the star of that. But yeah, that's a really, really good point. So yeah, if I think, yeah, having that confidence comes from seeing how the dogs are treated. It might just be me being a bit crazy generally with my dog. It might be that, because it's like, even if I saw videos like that, for me personally, because I'm just a bit mental, even if I saw those videos, it'd be like, yeah, but I don't know how my dog's feeling about that. I don't know how she would react. I'm just, yeah, I'm a bit of a crazy dog mum, in all honesty.
At least you're honest. At least you're honest.
Yeah, I'm fully self-aware about that. Really, really self-aware. So yeah,
Cool.
that's cool.
We divulge again.
Sorry?
we go away again. So let's go back to the list.
Yeah. Yeah, so top tips.
We deviate.
We do. So that's number 3, top tips. Number 4 is connection builders. So this is where you are basically talking more about some of the problems that your customers have. So you're not helping, but you're painting that picture of where they are right now and what that might look like for them. So you're showing that you understand where they are right now. So you could be talking about, you know, them not having time to look after their dog, groom their dog in that way. So things like nail clipping and ear plucking and all that stuff, and why it's important to keep these things under control. Just basically showing that you understand, you know, where they're coming from right now. So this comes from having a really deep understanding of your ideal customer, essentially, and really, really getting to grips with exactly who they are, not just in demographics terms, like, you know, where they live and what kind of job they have and all of that stuff, but in terms of, like, you know, what those big problems are, what those pain points are, what those desires are, and those what goals essentially are for them and their dog. So it comes from that. So yeah, and that's how you form that content, that connection building content around that, and talking about that in a way that shows that you really just get them, like, really, really deeply. So that's the 4th one. The 5th one is engagement starters, and this is where you can just get a little bit fun and put out nice, fluffy kind of content out there, where you're essentially putting out things like pet memes, inspirational pet quotes, asking questions, just asking really simple, open-ended questions, to get people to comment on that post. So instead of them just, you know, giving a yes or a no answer, make them open-ended so people expand on that. And polls and things like that. So if you have a Facebook group, if you have your own Facebook group, you can also do this on, you know, other platforms as well, but creating polls as well, where people can interact really, really quickly and easily. Yeah, so it's just about creating those different those different types of posts that are going to encourage that engagement and get people to make it a really, really easy way for them to engage as well. So they're really important. Number 6 is testimonials. So this is where you're literally just grabbing a testimonial from somewhere. So this could be from Facebook, Google, your website if you have them on there, and just copying and pasting that into a post, then putting on there something like this: I love these kind words from so and so. Maybe pairing it with a picture of their dog or something like that if you've got pictures of those. And then just, yeah, showing that social proof, right? Showing that other people have said that you're awesome. Because when people see that, they're like, oh, okay, maybe these are worth paying attention to. Maybe they can help me too. So yeah, having testimonials, even like case studies, if you go on the case study route as well, where you're talking about, you know, how this dog was before. Maybe you have like a really matted doodle or something. And then you show like that kind of before this dog was really, really matted and came to us, and just look at them now. Basically, we helped them do this. This is what we did. And yeah, look at, so they're kind of the before and afters that you could do as well in terms of case studies.
I think
really powerful.
sorry, can I just jump in with the social proof stuff? And I think people sort of say, well, I've got Google My Business, so they can leave a review there, and I've got Facebook recommendations on, but a lot of people will just hang out in your Facebook page, or they'll hang out on your page and just observe what you're doing. They might not use your services, or they might be a customer, but a lot of people will perhaps read some reviews, but not read them all, or they might not even bother reading reviews. They might just be chilling out on your page and observing you and not looked at your reviews. But photoshopping that review and putting it out there, you're highlighting it to these people. You're highlighting it and pushing it out there, saying, look, I've got a Google review, I've got a Facebook review, and it's not, someone might be a bit shy or might have a bit of sort of imposter syndrome around it, maybe saying, I don't really want to big myself up a bit, or but it's not at all. It's just highlighting what's already out there, but it's just highlighting it in a post, isn't it?
Yeah, you need to just get into that mindset of being okay with bragging about yourself a little bit, because you're helping people, you're serving people, you've got great results for people. You need to share that. People need to know that, and when they do, they're going to be more likely to actually work with you then.
You could be your biggest fan, haven't you?
Yeah,
definitely.
Absolutely. Yeah. So with testimonials, so for Google as well, Google My Business, you can add images of testimonials. So you could just put something together really easily in something like Canva, and just have a nice image there, because obviously images are, people see those on Google, they show up on Google. So having an image of that testimonial as well, just where you're putting the words in little quotation marks, nice and easy. Get those out there as well. That could be super powerful.
I also go down the road of, and you'll see it in my group tonight, where so sometimes people might not leave a review, but they might send you a nice text message after they've picked the dog up, or I received a nice text message from a customer tonight, and because it's not out there on Google or Facebook as in a review, I will sanitize that text message so you don't know who it's from, because obviously they might not want their details on. But you can still use that. It's still social proof, isn't it? Or an email from someone saying, oh, you groomed that dog so well, or thank you so much for your service today, or you really helped us out. Put it out there.
All of those little kind comments, grab them, capture them, and put them, I'll talk about that in a minute, but you can put them into something like Trello, where you've got like this big library of all of your posts for social media, so you can recycle and use them again and again. Stick them in somewhere like that, and then you can just grab them really easily, at a later date. And you can recycle these things as well. So something that you posted 6 months ago, 3 months ago, you can just repost that again, because not everyone's going to see that, and you're going to be bringing obviously new followers into your social platforms all the time as well. So there's nothing wrong with repurposing and recycling your content, for sure.
Saves you time.
Yeah, certainly does. Okay, so that was number 6. Number 7 is opinion posts. So this is where you can get a little bit ranty if you want to. And it might be a little bit controversial occasionally, but this is where you're talking about the things that matter to you. It can be things that, piss you off a little bit in your industry. Anything like that, where you're putting your flag in the sand and you are standing by your viewpoint. Just showing that you really believe in this thing, you really stand for this thing, or you really stand against this thing. It helps people take note, basically, of you. And those people that agree with you will be more drawn to you. Those people that may disagree with you will be pushed further away, and that's okay. They were never meant for our business in the first place. So sharing those opinions are really, really powerful, and they do help with engagement, actually, because they make people want to post on your comment on your posts. So go on.
But so a massive issue in the industry is no-shows. you know, and
Mm.
we as business owners, we've got a role to play within that, and we can do lots and lots of different things to try and cut those out. And
Mm.
but also the customer has a role to play in that as well. So would you say it's okay to possibly not on the day when you're absolutely fuming? We had 3 no-shows yesterday, so it's probably not
Mm.
the best day to actually put the post out, is it? Because you're going to be quite emotional about it. But is it
Yeah.
still okay to chastise your customers a little bit on your social media and saying, right, this is not good enough, people aren't turning up for their appointments, etc.?
Mm. There's a bit of a fine line with that, I'd say, actually.
Okay.
I wouldn't, in terms of opinions, I wouldn't make your customers or your followers the villain. So you always want to make them the hero. So it's essentially finding a topic that you can talk about that isn't going to be basically, being horrible to your customers and your followers. Because when you do something like that, they're just going to think, oh, your followers might be thinking, oh God, okay, this person
And,
might be slightly unhinged, and
and the people
well,
and the people that you're trying to get to, the people that haven't bothered to turn up for their appointments, they're probably not even in your Facebook page anyway anymore, or they're probably
yeah,
not reading
that
your message.
might just possibly put people off from actually wanting to book with you. So when I'm talking about opinions, I'm talking about, are there any causes or things like that that really matter to you, that you really stand by in this industry? Is there anything, like, you could be massively into the environment or something like that? I can't think of an example around dog grooming now, but it could be
Right, it could
something
be how
around,
you
like,
treat your dogs, couldn't it?
yeah,
So
yeah,
another one is matted dogs, and dog groomers
yeah,
see a plethora of matted. Well, some are very strict with their matting policy, and
yeah,
some aren't. But
yeah,
some see a lot of matted dogs, so that's a
yeah,
welfare issue, isn't it? So
yeah,
um,
absolutely. Yeah, something like that. Yeah, that's super powerful. And then talking about, you know, maybe even bringing into that, your policy around working with matted dogs, and what your thoughts are around that. So yeah, that would work really, really nicely. But yeah, I know that's quite a hot topic, isn't it? Because that must be a massive thing for dog groomers when they just see it all of the time when customers bring their dogs in and they're just matted, like so
yeah,
matted.
and some people will see, like, I suppose the customer turns up and the dog groomer is a little bit like jaded and unhappy, and the
Mm,
customer, oh, what's going on? But that might be the 5th dog that week, or so.
mm,
Sort of
yeah,
compassion fatigue as well going on there with behind the scenes. So
yeah. And it's just really tricky to deal with it as well in, like, practical terms, isn't it? Like, it must be a nightmare to try and get like a really matted coat.
but yeah, I mean, also welfare, isn't it? But you're
Yeah.
saying don't chastise your customer on social, or the
Mm.
customer on social media. Try and sort of put education around it.
Yes. Yes. Yeah. Yeah.
Okay.
Perfect. And the last one, which probably won't be very familiar with everyone, is lead magnets. So this is basically where you have some sort of free thing that people can download in exchange for your customer's email address. So your followers, your audience members, they can download this valuable piece of content that is totally for free, and they sign up for that using their email address. So it's a way to grow your email list, right? And growing your email list is just one of the best things that you can do for your business, like, full stop, hands down. It's one of the best kind of marketing strategies in terms of ROI, in terms of time and money. So it is super, super powerful to have something like a lead magnet or an opt-in or a freebie, whatever that is. And it could be something like a PDF. It could be, a guide, It could be a video even. Yeah, anything. There's lots of different things that you can do around lead magnets. But then just having posts going out there where you're talking about that lead magnet and inviting people to sign up to that thing. So you're talking about the benefits of that lead magnet, why they should sign up to that, including the call to action, where they can then go and sign up to that lead magnet on your website. So that's because growing your email list is so important. That's a key part of the 8 content pillars, and is the last one as well.
I was just thinking of a lead magnet for a pet groomer, and I suppose it would be to attract new customers in who might be hanging out in your page and might have sometimes it's hard to attract new customers away from their other dog groomer, a bit like hairdressers, I suppose. Whereas if you're giving them some content, some free content, in exchange for emails, and then that content goes on to them maybe booking in with you instead, or something like that.
So when you have like a free piece of content like that, you'd ideally have on the back of that like a whole nurture sequence, and that would be created to best build that relationship more, with them a little bit more, nurture that relationship, but also talk about your services as well, and be like, book onto this, we can help you with this, fitted within those emails as well. So it's a really lovely way to nurture that relationship with someone who may not have contacted you. They may just be hanging about on social media, may have come across something that's really interesting, this free thing, let's go and grab that. Then they get to learn more about you in that automated nurture sequence, and it's all automated. It's really hands off, which is awesome. We all love that. And then they become a customer throughout that. So it's a lovely, just easy, simple way of obviously growing your audience, but also growing your leads and your customer base as well. So I love email marketing. It is one of my favorite things of all time.
Excellent.
Go on.
And that goes off the copywriting sort of area as well, doesn't it? So
this is part of what I used to do when I first started my business, is writing people's emails, writing people's social posts, websites, all of that stuff. So
Natalie's just saying she needs to go on a computer course because she could just about send an email. So that's some of the struggles that some people have, isn't it?
Yeah. But the thing is, when you find I generally recommend Meleelight for this. It's a really, really good one, by the way. If you want to check that out, because it's really intuitive and it's also free. So you can check that out. It's Maleerlite. Meleelight.com. I'm not an affiliate for them at all. I just love them. I think they're great because you can use them for free up until you get 1,000 subscribers. You have access to everything, all of their features, all of their automations, all of their campaign creating groups and things. Go off onto a tangent there. I could talk about that for hours. Let's try not to do that. But it can be really, really easy when you get started and you start creating these workflows. It's really not that difficult, but it is, it's part of what I teach my clients as well to do, is build out those lead magnets and workflows and things.
Cool. And maybe we'll have a look at plugins that you recommend in a minute. I just wanted to see if you've got any top tips on dealing with Facebook haters or social media haters that leave horrible comments. I know we, as a business, we do line clips on cats. So basically, the cat gets shaved off from neck. They have like legs, like a fluffy tail sort of thing. And it can be on sort of welfare grounds or some owners ask for it. And every time we post a picture of a line clip on a cat, it splits people down the middle. Yeah. Some people love it. We get some real sort of weird and wonderful comments, some like horrible comments as well. Is it a case of just ignoring it, or what do you do?
So I would suggest responding to every single comment that you get. for sure. Whether it's I love this or whether it's this is just horrific. Respond to each one individually, because you need to be showing that you're obviously active and you obviously care about each person that is posting on that. And how you actually word that all depends on what you want to do, really, because you can, if you wanted to go down the to some of those people that are hating it, down the route of so what, that's entirely your opinion, and what you can do, that you can absolutely do that, and that's some very, very successful businesses do that as well. But because the thing is, those people as well are obviously not right for your business.
Yeah.
But obviously wording it in a way that's, well, potentially not just like, and what, but a bit more to it than that. But yeah, just making sure that you do actually leave a response there, and talk to them in a way that's just like, okay, you're entitled to your opinion.
And I suppose it's going back and educating them, isn't it? Educating them as to why we've chosen to do that particular style.
Yeah. And if it was, if it's the customer's choice as well, and it's not harming the cat in any way, then
we actually had the customer go back and reply to some of these as well. So that was quite a bonus as well. The customer was actually, no, the cat loves it. The cat's fine.
Yeah.
It really helps with the coat
control.
That's good. And
yeah.
So they sort of stuck up for us as well, which was nice. But they don't always do that.
It's tricky with some things like that, isn't it? With this industry in particular, with animals, because there are so many people that are divided on so many different things.
Everyone's an expert.
Yeah. Like around food and treats and what you should feed your dog and all of that stuff, and grooming, and there's so much to it. But
another thing, when you go and look at people's Facebook pages, they share a lot of other people's content, and I kind of think all you're doing there is you're highlighting someone else on your page. You're giving them the limelight. Would you say share posts from other groups and other people, or just have it all focused on you?
It is a good thing to do, to be kind of curating that content rather than creating it all of the time. I don't do a lot of this, actually, to be honest with you. But it is a good thing to do, because also, if you're sharing other people's content, maybe someone not necessarily that is like a direct competitor of yours, but someone that has the same kind of ideal customer that you do. If you have this little kind of nice relationship going where you're kind of backing each other up, and you share content from them, they're more likely to share content from you as well, and then your content can be spread much further, in front of their audience as well. And it also saves a bit of time as well, so you're not constantly thinking about what to post and creating fresh content all the time. But I don't tend to do this a lot, but it is a good thing to do.
So it could be a tool in your toolbox in your toolkit of social media.
Yeah, for sure. Yeah, and helping if you're just like, one day you're just essentially like, I don't know what to post today. But generally, I do suggest that you batch create your content. So try and do it a week in advance, or even a month in advance if you can. But it just means that posting other people's content, obviously, it allows you to just relax a little bit. So you could add that into your content strategy, depending on how much you're posting a week. Maybe have like one post a week that's from someone else.
Okay. Yeah, cool. And this question has just popped up in my head: to boost or not to boost?
Boosting. Okay.
That is the question. To boost or not to boost?
I generally don't recommend boosting posts. I always go down the ad route. I don't see the point in boosting posts. Never had any real success with that. I think it's generally a waste of time and money. Is that your opinion?
Yes. You didn't see my little fist pump there going, yes.
Yeah. I don't know. It's I don't know why it's an option on Facebook, to be honest.
well, they make money out of it, but
Yeah.
and they'll probably cut our stream off in a minute. But
Yeah.
I think I've always been taught Facebook ads. You can target who you want. Obviously, you can really drill down your demographic and target the people that you want to target. Whereas the boost will just put it out to anyone and everyone. So your money is just like going straight out there.
Yeah.
So so someone's just put, so is ads different? Yes, they are. And Facebook ads can be, right, okay, this is a really good example. I was a police officer. We aren't very visible on social media. And the mentorship company that I was signed up with targets police officer. And he found me on a Facebook ad. So that's how and he finds a lot of people via Facebook and Facebook ads. So that kind of shows you how specific you can get with your Facebook ads. You can go and target specific people. And it really drill down on your demographics and who you want.
Yeah, there's so much to it as well. You really can drill right down in terms of obviously location and stuff like that, but interests and what they do for a job. All of that stuff. There's so many different kind of fields there that you can set.
You could I mean, you could target a cockapoo owner who is works as a company director, drives a Mercedes, lives in a certain area, and probably earns a certain wage. And Facebook will find that person and show that advert to that person.
Yeah, but boosting doesn't allow you to do that. So it is, just a waste of money, really. Just a total waste of money.
So we've got a question coming in. Okay, it's been ages since I posted on anything, because I've just got so busy and a lot going on in life and outside of work. What would you start with? Where would you start? And I think that's important to cover the sort of consistency thing as well, isn't it?
Yeah. If you can, generally I recommend once a day to be posting. Even if you just Monday to Friday, just get something out there. But obviously, bearing in mind that kind of mix of content as well I was talking about with the 8 content pillars, to kind of kickstart you off, I would go in with a story post right now. If you haven't been posting for a while, that's what I would do, because what that's going to do is get people engaging with that piece of content, because generally it does get lots of engagement, story posts, and then it's going to kickstart the algorithm for the other posts that you're going to be publishing after that. So it's going to show those posts that come after to more people. So I'd go in with a story post, and then just obviously create a content strategy that you can stick to, so that you're being consistent and consistently getting out there. That's what I would recommend.
And I'll tell you what might work for you is, and I did this recently with our own business, our dog grooming business, was, hi guys, we've been really busy lately and we've neglected you all on social media. Really sorry about that. But to get us going, why not share a picture of your dog or cat, and why not share them, getting excited about Christmas. So let's see a picture of your dog and cat in front of the Christmas tree. And that then kicked off that, we didn't create like pictures or videos. It was like just a post, but like you said, that then kickstarted people going, "Oh, that's okay. Here's Freddie," or and started putting, and then you get more engagement because people want to see the pictures as well, don't they? So
yeah, exactly. And the more that people obviously engage on that, the further that's going to spread. Because the more engagement you get, the bigger the reach, and it's just a snowballing effect then.
So if someone is, tell me if you're running out of time, just do that or something. If someone, because I find this really interesting. So if someone posts like 5 posts in a day, and then disappears for a few days, then does another 3, and disappears for like a week, and then does another 4, that's not gonna do as well as posting once a day and regularly?
Yeah, it's all about that consistency. So you're better off posting once a day rather than doing a big chunk and then disappearing for a while and then coming back and doing a big load of posts again. And the important part, obviously, as well, is that you're not just kind of rushing and just putting anything out there, but making sure that you're really quite kind of strategic about it, and you're going to be creating content that your audience is really going to be, they're going to find it interesting. They're going to be inspired by that, or they're going to be educated by that, or, you're going to be turning them into a customer with that, or they're going to become a person on your list, or, you're going to have that, create that better connection with them through things like story posts as well. So it's, posting consistently, but also posting a nice mix of content to keep it fresh, to keep people engaged. That's the best thing to do, because if you don't want to be posting lots and lots and lots in 1 week, disappearing for like 4 weeks and then coming back to it and posting again, because you're just not going to get anywhere by doing that. Your following's not going to grow, engagement is just going to drop off. This is the problem, and this is one of the biggest problems, obviously, that a lot of pet business owners have, pet groomers as well. It's just keeping on top of it. So yeah, I think I would recommend, if you want to kind of plan out your content and have a nice space to plan out your content, and batch it, use Trello. Trello is a great tool, and it just allows you to obviously create that content in there as well, but also create what is essentially a library of content pieces that you can then pull from at those times when you're a bit too busy and you don't have time to put stuff out there. And you can just, so you just want to pull out an engagement post or something like that, and then put that out there. Maybe you wrote a story post, like eight months ago, and you want to just put that out there again. It just allows you to have this nice bank of content. So if you want to bugger off on holiday or whatever it is that you want to do, or just want to chill out, then you can do that. You have the system in place to do that.
Cool.
So, yeah.
And so obviously you recommend Trello. It's definitely something I use. It's a really good system. Anything other software or scheduling software that you'd recommend?
Yeah, so I use SmarterQ. This is my all-time favorite, because it has this evergreen feature on it, and that just essentially means that you can add specific posts to the queue, and they will post out, and then they'll go to the back of the queue, and it just loops.
Always growing like a tree sort of thing.
Yeah, so and you just keep adding stuff to it. So in particular, I use this for things like my blog posts. I will just add it to this one category, and then that goes out, and then it just keeps going out and out every Monday. They go out every Monday. So it just means I'm providing value to my audience every single week. I don't have to worry about that. That just happens in the background, and that just goes out, and done, job done. But it also allows you for things like, so Facebook groups, if you have like theme days. So I've got theme days going on in my membership club, and also my free group as well, where you've got, what's going on in my free group? So I've got like an engagement Tuesday type thing going on, and ask me anything Wednesday. Stuff like that. So it just means that it just loops, and this happens every week, and I don't have to worry about it. Just keeps going out, and then people engage on those posts. So it frees up a lot of your time. And SmartQ is really, really intuitive. It's one of the best scheduling tools out there. You do have to pay for it though. So obviously you've got like Facebook's native scheduler, which you can use for free, which is perfectly acceptable if you want to just post to Facebook and Instagram. And you don't have any of those requirements, like you want to loop stuff, you want to put stuff on a loop. Buffer's another great one as well, and you can use that, and it's free, I think, up to 10 posts a week. So that's pretty decent. You can get your posts scheduled out with that for free, and it's a pretty good one as well, but it doesn't have that looping thing again. There's loads out there. What's it called? Planoli, I think that's what it's called. I think that's more for Instagram, and you can like see the grid. Like I haven't used this at all, I haven't really looked into it, but you can see the grid laid out, which is really useful actually, because if you want to kind of see what's kind on before you post it. Yeah, there's tons, there's just loads, but they're my kind of top ones there.
Awesome.
Thinking about whether I use any other tools for planning specifically. I think it's mostly Trello to actually plan, house all of that content, and then Smarter Queue to actually schedule it out. But yeah.
And what let us know, like, what courses do you offer? What courses do you offer to help people with this?
Yeah, so I've got a social media planner, which is a course, just a mini course, which is a digital kind of system which teaches Trello, has all of the stuff in there. It's got like a content prompts calendar for 365 days of the year. It's got like a tech walkthrough of Smarter Queue and stuff like that. It's got tons of stuff in there to help with all of this, kind of to get you started on this, being a bit more kind of mindful, organized about your social media, essentially. So that's just a little mini course that I've got. And then I've got the club as well, the Pet Biz Thrive Online Club, which is a monthly membership thing. And we go into just loads more than just social media. So it goes off on, it's basically an incubator for business growth. That's what it is. I love it. And it's my favorite way to work with clients by far. But all of that stuff's in there as well around the social media planner, but also around email marketing, Facebook, Instagram, all of that stuff. Yeah, but it's awesome. So that's kind of like, I worked with people one-to-one as well. But yeah, that's the big things with social media.
Yeah, are you happy to give out prices?
Yeah, sure. So the mini course for the social media planner is just £37. The Pet Biz Thrive Online Club, which is a monthly thing, is £97 for the month. So yeah, there's two different options there. If people want to just go and check them out and see if it'll help them, because so my website, if you want to check that out, is carlyedwards.com. So there's lots of lovely stuff on there if you just want to go and have a little nosy.
I don't quite understand what happened there, but thank you to Carly, and I'll find where Carly is and come back to her. If you've got any questions for her, then put them in the comments. Tag Carly in them. She hangs out in the group, so tag Carly Edwards in the comments and that. And then I'll put all of her social media links in there so you can get hold of her website and find out more. So thanks for listening. I'll pass on everyone's thank yous and everything to her, and I'll catch up with her in a minute. And we'll see you for your next one. Take care.